Hello everyone and happy Friday. Today I will be covering the Golden State Race Series time trial which happened earlier today. Now the format for this video will be a little bit different, mainly because I do want to share my entire GoPro video with you. So that being said, I'm going to start by going over some high-level details of the event, including the time trial course. Then I'll talk about my performance and power numbers. Then I'll roll that GoPro video and point out some key elements of the course. I hope that you enjoy. One aspect of the event that did take me a bit by surprise was the course itself. It's not on a public road, instead it's on a bike path, so it's pretty narrow, has some tight turns in it, and the center line is strictly enforced. It also has, because it is an out and back, it has a roundabout at the very end. Now me and my teammate Matt really wanted to see that roundabout and get some practice in, so we rode along the course as our warm-up and just did the roundabout bit maybe 5 or 10 times just to really get a feel for it and see how it would be in the race itself. For the Cat 4 race today, we had a field size of 21 and I was able to place 7th. Overall, I was pretty happy with this result, especially coming off of the Berkeley Omnium last weekend, which was really a struggle for me. Now, in terms of power, as I have up here on the screen, I was able to do 326 watts weighted, 336 watts normalized, and if I recall correctly, my unweighted power was in that 320 area. As you can see, it's pretty close to my FTP, at least as of current, which makes sense. It's a little bit shorter, 15-minute effort, so you'd expect the number to be a little bit higher, but at the same time, I did spend a lot of time in the arrowheads position, which is a position that I do make slightly less power in. So here we are at the start line for the race. This is a Merc style time trial, so that means no time trial bikes, no clip-on aero bars, nothing fancy, just good old road bikes. Now the start of the race is I guess you'd call it I don't know what to call it, maybe a standing start. You're starting with a leg down, like you would in a criterium. You don't have somebody behind you holding the bike. So overall, that made it a very approachable race for people like myself who had never done a time trial before.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
So right here we are approaching what I'll call a critical part of the race. It's this little turn going into the bridge, and it's pretty tight. Of course, ideally you want to be able to take a good racing line there in apex of the turn, but due to the center line and the fact that you can't cross it, you really don't have much of a way around scrubbing a bit of speed. If you're going closer to 20 miles an hour, it should be all right, but if you're going 25 and certainly above 25, it's definitely something to look out for. So now we are approaching the hairpin. That's the turnaround. So we'll be headed back the other direction and back into the wind. On the way out, we had a nice tailwind. Of course, turns into a headwind on the way back. Now, I didn't take this turn super cleanly. I figured it would probably be best to go in with a lot of speed, hit the brakes hard, so that I'm going slow for as little time as possible, and then power out of it. But that being said, I don't have a lot of experience with this, so if anyone has a better way of hitting hairpin turns, then yeah, feel free to leave a comment, and I'll try to do that next time. But from everyone I talked to at the race today, it was definitely a difficult turn, and not a lot of folks were overly satisfied with how they were able to take it. All right, so that concludes the race. We have the finish line coming up, and overall, I'd just say that if you're on the fence about doing this, maybe next year, maybe 2025, I'd really highly recommend it. It was a really well-run event. The everything was on time. Everyone was super nice, super helpful. They really helped me get kind of used to the course, and they pointed out a lot of things to look out for and stuff like that. So, yeah, I'd highly recommend, and thank you to Rio Strada Racing for putting this on.